What's going on, YouTube? It's Brendan from Market Makers, your home for Wyckoff and advanced pattern trading TA. All right, guys, where are we in the marketplace? I spent the last few videos, ones with the Grim Reaper thumbnail, predicting how Bitcoin would descend, and descend, of course, it did. Obviously, I made that video called False Bottom, saying that wasn't the bottom, and it was not the bottom. As you can see, the second red weekly candle, we re-entered that Wyckoff accumulation box. And then yesterday, I made this video to show you the potential upside. So something I want to clarify, because I saw some of the comments. As a trader, this is what I do full time, is trade. I'm currently not in a position, so for me and the members in our Discord, it is vitally important when you're looking for trade signals to determine direction of the asset. This isn't a team affair. There's no team bull, team bear here on my Discord or on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show you potentials for upside and downside and tell you what my expectations vis-a-vis the probabilities of price action are going to be. So let's talk about this. And I saw some comments saying, people trying to match their Elliott wave up to this. Just to clarify again, guys, this is a Gann vibration market pattern. This is a 6-wave pattern, not an 8-wave pattern. 3 primary waves up, ABC correction down. And then you have subwaves of ABC corrections. It's based on the law of 3. So it's 3-wave pattern. So it's probably not going to match what you have an Elliott wave, which is 5 waves followed by an ABC correction. Maybe you can make it match, but that's not what my intention is here, is to show you this. Now, let's talk about what's going on in the current marketplace. Obviously, we have this ABC correction going on right now on the weekly time frame. Okay, this is a big zoomed out view, weekly time frame. And I told you this target for the ABC correction can come anywhere here in these green targets over here, 52, 59, 66, right? These are all targets that don't violate the all-time high. However, keep in mind with the current dissension of Bitcoin and the bearish overall sentiment, all this pattern has to do is show you that you're continuing your dissension down to your A wave, okay? Your A wave down here at 2382. So this doesn't have to be a bullish correction right here at the ABC. This can simply be the continuation of trend down to your A wave at 2382. But what are we seeing in the charts? So let's go ahead and zoom in on this, okay? And we're going to look at this in the smaller time frames as well. But this is something worth noting. If we take our Gann angle, let's go ahead and grab an angle, and let's use a 26. Okay, so Gann support angle, Gann resistance angle. If you can get some symmetry here, let's see if we can get a 26 up here as well, 27, 26. You have a channel. Do you see this? You have an ascending channel based on Gann angles. You could probably do this just as easily with a parallel channel, but these are Gann angles for support and resistance, and you are in an ascending channel. And what that means in TA terms is you are making higher lows along the trend. So when is this in trouble? Well, here on the weekly time frame, which again is a zoomed out view, each candle represents 7 daily candles. You break the channel, you're coming down lower. That's pretty obvious, right? If you're coming down lower, like I said, if you lose 32.9, you're going on to new lows in the marketplace. But right now you're holding this ascending channel. Now you see this represented. We're going to go to the other marketplaces briefly, guys. In the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has its previous all-time high, or its current all-time high, I should say, right up here, okay? The NASDAQ had the 3rd strongest bear rally. It pumped up, made a double top. This is a trade we posted in the room and shorted it, and then it descended, okay? It descended, and it needs to hold this key support of the 618. If it can hold the 618, it can come up and try to retest the 233, and then if it does that, you can have more upside. Because what the NASDAQ's doing, even though today it's off again another 240 points, what the NASDAQ did here in Wyckoff accumulation is it made a series of higher lows as it ascended, and now it fell back down to support. It hasn't quite kissed the 618 yet, but it has a higher low structure. Okay, so these are bullish structures in a macro downtrend, and you need to view the market in segments. Okay, segmentation, the segmentation of the market. View each segment for what it's doing. What is your current trend, your micro trend? What is your macro trend? Your micro trend right now is still holding key bullish sentiment, including for Bitcoin, including for the Russell, including for the NASDAQ, okay? But the macro trend is down, and it can easily break down further. Here on the daily chart for Bitcoin, you can see here we have our support line. Bitcoin is just kissing the support line, bouncing up, rejecting on the 382, over and over again, twice now. Okay, so basically you have a Wyckoff essentially box here, but you can see this is not a very big sample size for candles, right? But you can also see that you have a shape here. You have this ascending angle here. You have an ascending Gann angle, and you have a flat top that keeps rejecting you. You have an ascending triangle, okay? An ascending triangle typically tends to be bullish, and 2 out of 3 times you will ping pong around in here and try to break out. Now, everything is about probability and trying. Just because you can break out doesn't mean you're going very high, okay? As you guys know, the 618 will be key resistance. It's rejected us a couple of times already. It's rejected us here. We held it as support here. So this is my original layout that called the market top at 48,266. I'm leaving this fib layout because it's valid until it's invalidated. And as you can see, it's still very accurate because we're still rejecting candles based off the lowest level retracement of the 382. So on the daily time frame, you're accumulating, you're slowly trying to move up, just like on the weekly, in an ascending fashion, okay? So let's go ahead and throw some indicators on this, and then we'll look at the 8-hour as well. Let's start off with our Ichi, see where we are in the daily. So here's that weak part that we punched through, made a shape, try to hold up here, fell apart when the market sold off. Of course, we fell through the weak part of the cloud once again. So we're trying to hold this line, get back above the cloud, okay? The cloud, again, is symbolic of support. So you want to get back above the support level, march your way up here in accumulation, and try to punch back up, try to defeat the 618, try to defeat your 200, 233. Let's see where those are here on the daily. Go ahead and throw the 233 on. All the way up here at the top, this is sitting at 47,291, laying right across price, okay? Let's see where the 200 is. Let me go ahead and change this to 200. And it's probably right on top of it. Yep, exact same spot. So 233 and 200 are basically laying on top of each other, okay? So this is something that you guys can see just by the visual imagery of Ichi and looking at your key resistance levels, because it's all about probabilities. What I'm looking for as a trader, I'm looking for a test of key resistance. You zoom into smaller time frames. We have many people that do this in our room. Go to the 1 hour, go to the 30-minute, go to the 15-minute. You can scalp these ranges up and down, but I'm talking about bigger trades. I'm looking for a test of the 618. I'm looking for a test of this resistance line. I'm looking for a test of a key moving average that determines whether or not there's more upside potential, because we had it, and then we lost it, okay? Let's go ahead and look at the 8-hour. 8-hour, here's our cloud. Once again, I showed you this yesterday as well. You can see the cloud here on the 8-hour, the 233 is going to be lower. It's a smaller time frame, but the cloud here on the 8-hour is thin over here. We did have this bullish accumulation up above the Wyckoff range. We lost it. We fell back in the range, and this is what I told you yesterday. We're going to keep doing this. You're going to have down thrust. You're going to go up and down, up and down. You have a key resistance test right here with this trend line. If you can break through that, hold your support, you want to see this build up, get to an LPS, and then move up and try to break through the cloud. And when you do that, this is the same fib from the daily. 44,024 is a key test. And of course, on the lower time frames, your moving averages are going to be lower. These are all points of resistance. This will be lined up with the 0.5 soon, very key retracement level. And then you'll see what kind of progress you can make, right? So if you get rejected, it's an opportunity to short. If we see some accumulation occurring and it looks like it's going to break out, we have volatility expansion right now. There's not a big move coming at the moment. So once this starts compressing, depending where we are in the pattern, I, of course, will inform the room. We'll have trades posted. I'll make a YouTube video, of course, and tell you guys what I expect to happen, because you want to see an attempt at a breakout. Attempt at breakouts, there's opportunities to potentially long. I can't predict what the candles are going to look like, where they'll be holding support, what we're seeing in the candles. But there's an opportunity to long and certainly an opportunity to short if you hit that resistance and fail. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a couple other things here. Let me delete some of this. Get rid of all these drawings. All right, let's look at our VWAP strategy here. See what we have going. So we were above our support line and we fell back through the support line. We have a very weak support line here. Again, this is a VWAP strategy. These are anchored points from 8 particular points. just it's been tracking very nicely. I've been using it for a little while now. I back test everything, but you can see our heavy sell line here. And of course, we got above it, couldn't hold it, and fell apart. It's kind of another way to see supply demand zones, right? So there's obviously anchored VWAPs. There's all kinds of different strategies you can use when it comes to volume, looking at support and demand zones. Let me go ahead and turn that off. And let's see what we have on a smaller time frame, a 4 hour. So the 4 hour time frame, we were doing the same thing. I had this little arc drawn here showing that we were in the LPS, and of course we did drop the LPS. We dropped. You know why we dropped? Because the Nasdaq sold off 200 points, because the Russell's down. Bitcoin's going to track identically to stocks, okay? So that's why I show you these charts, because if these charts can keep moving up, if they can hold, accumulate, make support, and move up, then you will have more upside to BTC. Now, whether BTC can tackle that resistance and defeat it or just pump to it and fail, either way, it gives you a trade, okay? What's crazy about this marketplace, and I alluded to this yesterday as well, this is 40-year high inflation. And yet the stocks are not selling off hardcore. The DXY is parabolically pumping, okay? Came out of Wyckoff accumulation, pumped up. This severely limits Bitcoin's upside. Just be aware of that. Again, November when Bitcoin peaked, the DXY was down in this area. Look how much higher this is now. I mean, this is substantially higher. Let me try that price time tool. Let's just see where it's at. I forget the exact day. I think it's the 22nd. Let's go up here. You're looking at a 4.43% rise in the DXY since Bitcoin hit its all-time high, okay? This is a parabolic rise, and we're not even coming back down to test the bottom of the channel. We've actually broke this channel, which has survived for almost a year now. Again, GAN 26 angles, okay? So just be aware of that. A lot of negative influences in the marketplace right now, which is why I'm shocked that we're still holding where we are, because overall, we're not in a bad position. Yes, we are down quite a bit. We're still holding our high 30s, low 40s, and we still have this key resistance. Nothing's changed fundamentally in these videos, okay? So nothing's changed. We know where we are in the marketplace. We know we can't lose 32.9. We're at 39K. We know that we're on an upward ascending higher low situation in accumulation in Wyckoff, and this is it on the daily here. Let me go ahead and delete some of this stuff so you can see this a little bit better. Let's get rid of Ichi. And let's get rid of, what do I want to get rid of? The fibs? Yeah, I'll get rid of the fibs. All right, so you can see this here on the daily. Here's our Wyckoff box that has been tracking absolutely beautifully. Why do I say that? Because we had our LPS, and this is where we were able to take a short, make a trade, have a bearish pattern that formed, and then we got into this trade, and now we fell back into the Wyckoff accumulation, but you are an ascending angle in Wyckoff, okay? So again, at some point, I anticipate Bitcoin is going to fail at one of these resistance points, or it's going to pump up, try to defeat these key moving averages, and flip them and move up again, okay? And these are all tradable ranges. So you're at 39K. If you come back up here again, you're at 47, 48K. This is why that correction pattern, the ABC correction, I have targeted here at 52, 59, and 66. And just to address a couple points, I saw someone say these are just random targets. They're not random targets. If you watch the video, I actually show you how I got to these targets utilizing a fib that has been hyper accurate, okay? So I do anticipate if Bitcoin holds what's essentially an ascending channel, if it can hold this channel and break out to the upside, you're going to test one of these points, okay? And if you lose this channel, you're going to be testing key support levels. And as you guys know, we're going to throw those on here again on the weekly. These key support levels, get that in there. Whoop. All right, these key support levels just beneath us, the 886 takes you to 37. The 1 fib takes you to 32.9. If you don't hold 32.9, you're coming down to make a new market low, either at 28.280, 23.082, which is the target that I picked for my wave. This wave could obviously come up to the other target. Remember, this wave pattern, this law of 3 GAN pattern, this is for forecasting. I'm not utilizing this for trading, but overall, it shows your market direction. It shows you had your 2 tops, and now you're in a corrective phase. So within that corrective phase, you can have subwaves that bring price back up, not defeating the all-time high. Although I did show you if the markets do melt up, you do have this ability within reason, 89,000, almost 90,000 K or 90K Bitcoin, okay? Now, Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. Would I say it's highly probable? I would say no, it's not highly probable, but it's always good to be well prepared for upside and downside. You don't want to have an upside pump break the channel and have zero idea where your targets could be. So all of my charts always show upside and downside, guys, and that's what I share with you guys as well. So what we're doing right now is bullish, traveling along this channel, utilizing our support. As long as we don't lose our support, we'll be able to make more progress up until we can come back and touch that key resistance level, that first one there at the 618 at 44K, which we are currently 4,200 points below. Okay, so this is happening in the marketplace. Everything's kind of just down today. Another video coming tomorrow, guys. I should have my new laptop with the new mic setup for tomorrow, so I'm really excited about making a video tomorrow. You got to tell me how much better the quality and clarity is. Everything should be in 1080p. I have new software coming in, so everything should be 1080. Right now it's 720, so you guys can see me in a little bit more clear detail. I don't know if that's a gift or a curse for you, but all right, guys, check out our website, of course, marketmakers.trade, and you can join our Discord group for 40% off joining through the website, and we trade on BitGet, guys, anonymously. That link is in the video description as well. Have a fantastic Thursday, everybody. Another video coming tomorrow.